Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah Yachty, Camp Leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the Black Party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.
Tick tock, 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 tick tock.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm solid. How you doing, sister?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks for joining us here today.
No problem.
We're here at the podcast, and I'm talking with
Precinct Officer 1000, the Lashawan of the ISUPK.
and we're here today to talk with Officer Lashawan because he is the director. I think you said you were the producer,
Creator,
progenitor, all of that above,
all the things.
all of the things of the Dark Side of Fatherhood series.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has seen all over their YouTubes, Facebook, TikToks, Instagrams, all over the place.
Mhm.
And, he was willing to give us this time to try to get to know a little bit about him, about the Dark Side series, and everything he's trying to do. So I thank you for being here today, brother.
Thank you.
Just to start out, kind of light, kind of airy.
Yeah.
So it's obvious from the series that you're a father, or I can assume that you're a father.
Right.
Tell me about when you first found out you were going to be a dad. How did you feel then?
Yeah. So when we first found out, we were happy. I was elated. And because it's something that I always wanted to be. I mean, most Black men feel like that. You feel like you want to be the thing that you were deprived of. And my father was around, but I wanted that responsibility and I wanted that task. So I felt amazing about it. Yeah.
So the little girl we see in the videos, is that your daughter, or is that just like an actress or something like that? Somebody you got outstanding?
No, that's my daughter, Heaven. Hmm.
How old is she?
She is 10 today.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's amazing. I would have never thought you had a 10-year-old daughter, but
Yeah, it bees like that sometimes.
So how'd you feel when you found out she was going to be a girl?
Um,
Or did you guys find out? Like, or was it just like?
Yeah. I found out and I was like, oh, all right, here we go. And all brothers, we want boys, obviously, but the Lord chose to give me a girl, so I was excited about it. I didn't know what it entailed, but I'm glad I got a girl.
And then what about when you first? I mean, I guess your first time holding Heaven, or when she was born. How'd you feel then?
It was it's an interesting story because like I was a lot bigger. I was a little bit more jacked. Yeah, I was jacked back then, so I was always so nervous of holding her because I thought I was gonna, break her. She's so small. But the first time I held her, it was at the hospital, and again, I didn't know how to do it. So the picture looks pretty awkward, but it definitely felt good for sure.
Yeah. So the series is pretty heavy in and of itself. I really didn't want to get there so fast, but I gotta ask a question that people want to know. Can you kind of walk us through what got you to where you were in the first episode?
Yeah, most definitely. So I was, of course, in a relationship with her mom, and around that time, much like any brother who is, going through certain things, you kind of don't understand why. You don't know what the fuck is happening. You kind of just you go with the flow. And being in a dark place is it's torturous, especially when you're doing it alone. Like the world doesn't have empathy for a black man that's going through something. The world says, "Oh, well, this guy's a drunk, and you're this," and there's no outlets for you. There's no nothing. When you vent, you're a bitch. If you don't say nothing, you're a bitch. So it's like, well, like what do you do? And at that time, in my late 20s, going into the 30s, you don't know who you are as a man. So you kind of just walking around like a drifter with no purpose, no nothing. And that's where I was. So when Heaven was born, um, I remember her mom being uh, a little bit more on the edge, you know, and then postpartum depression kicked in, you know, and what I was doing was trying to give her the information about it.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I believe that that is one of the factors for not only my depression, but the family splitting. It's a thing that sisters go through that they're not aware that they're going through. And unfortunately, the family will suffer because of it. So I picked up a habit because of the pressure and the stress of being a black man. And yeah.
All right, clap it up. How about Shem Yahushua Brakabah to all the sisters? How about Shem Yahushua Slaki? How about Shem Yahushua Brakabah to all the brothers? How about Shema Alpam by Shem Yahushua to all the sisters? This is ICPK Atlanta Hebrew class, the Hebrew language class, the Lashawan Qadash. And it's very important that we learn our Hebrew language. This is part of our culture that was stolen from us. It was beaten, whipped out of us, during slavery by the oppressor. The devil that the Bible speaks of. We all know that. And it's time that we reclaim not just our heritage, not just our nationality, but also our language. And with that, we're going to start out Got the camera a little crooked. We're going to start out. We're going to start out with the Hebrew alphabet. As you can see, we got the ancient and the Assyrian language. The Assyrian alphabet, the ancient alphabet and the Assyrian alphabet. You know, we got the A, which looks like an English A tipped on the side. That's in the ancient Hebrew. And in the Assyrian Hebrew, we got the A. But as you can see, the Assyrian is a little different than the ancient. You know, the Assyrian is when we was in the Assyrian captivity. You know, and thus forth, you know, all the symbols have changed from the ancient to the Assyrian. You got the A and the A. You know, the A and the Assyrian is kind of look like a teeter-totter or something. Then you got the Ba, ancient, which looks like a backwards 9 or a backwards E. Then you got the Ba and the Assyrian, which looks like a podium. You got the stand. You got and then you got the Ga and the ancient, which looks like a half a roof. And then you got the Ga and the Assyrian, which looks like a leg or a cane or a leg with a boot. And you got the Da, which looks like a delta or a triangle, and the ancient. And as you can see, in the Assyrian, you got the Da. It looks like a 7. But remember, don't get it confused with the Ba. And we got the Ha and the ancient, which looks like a backwards F or a flag. And then you got the Ha and the Assyrian, what looks like a doorway. Now we got the Wa and the ancient. What do you call them? Like a branding, like for a branding the cow or something. The Wa. And once again, in the Assyrian, you got the Wa. As you can see, don't get it mistaken for the Da, because as you can see, it's shorter. It has more of a curve at the tip. Then we got the Za, which looks like a Z in the ancient Hebrew. Za. And once again, we got the Za and the Assyrian. As you can see, Za has more of a tip, like a curve. You know, it tips more at the top. We got the Ka and the ancient, shaped like a ladder. And then we got the Ka and the Assyrian. As you can see, the Ka almost looks like the Da, except it had the extra line right here. Or say the extra beam holding it up. we got the Ta and the ancient, which looks like a circle with an X in the middle, or an X-Men symbol, or what do you call that, biohazard? You know, more like a wheel, like a wagon wheel, or a wheel for a cart. In the Assyrian, we got the Ta. As you can see, it got like a whale shape. Or like a picture. And then you got the Ya and the ancient. As you can see, kind of like a hand. You know, like this is the hand, arm, or up like this, like it's reaching, like it's grabbing for something. That's the Ha and the ancient. I mean, Slaki, that's the Ya and the ancient. And the Ya and the Assyrian is like an apostrophe. You got the little curve. Now an apostrophe looks. You got the little curve right there. And then we got the Ka. You know, it's like, what is that in math? The greater than, less than, or an arrow. That's the Ka and the ancient. Then we got the Ka and the Assyrian. Almost like a C shape. Or a U. Turned on its side. Think about the U almost like the University of Miami. How they got the U. And then in the ancient Hebrew, we got the La. You know, just the L shape. You got the La. But in the Assyrian now, we got the La and the Assyrian. Almost looks like a cobra, like a snake or a whip. And we got the Ma, which looks like a W, or connected to a Y. Got the little tail going down. That's the Ma and the ancient. Now the Ma and the Assyrian almost looks like a D or a cowbell. Then you got the Na, looks like a V with a little tail to it. That's the Na and the ancient. Like a whip. Think of it like a whip. Now the Na and the Assyrian, you know, it's more like a almost got like an LC shape, like a mix between an L and a C. That's the Na and the Assyrian. Now we got the Sa and the ancient, like a signpost. That'll be the Sa. Now, the Sa, the Assyrian, is more like an O shape. With a little curve at the top. It goes just a little over the O. It goes just a little over. The first curve comes up. It's got a little curve at the tip. That's the Sa and the Assyrian. Then we got the I. You know, so once again, it's a straight, plain O shape. That's the I. And that's in the ancient Hebrew. Now the Assyrian, the I changed up. It's a little bit different. It's almost like a crooked V. You know, except it got the little tail. You know, the curves at the second line right here. That's the I, the Assyrian. Then we got the Pa and the ancient are like a J shape or like a cup. That's the pot. Now the pot in the Assyrian is almost like a G. Let's see. Just think of it as the ka, but you got a couple little extra right here hanging down. And you got the taza in the ancient Hebrew, like a whip, or think of it coming to a side street, or coming up a side street. That'll be in the ancient. Now, in the Assyrian, as you can see, the taza is a whole lot different. That's the Assyrian taza. Like a person crooked, like a person bent over, carrying something on his back. Then we got the qua. As you can see, it's like a shovel shape or a mushroom. That's the qua. And the ancient, Khan, the ancient. Now in the Assyrian, we got the qua, like a what do you call that? Like I say it's like a piano, like a baby grand piano or something. And you got the ra in the ancient Hebrew, almost like a spear or a backwards four or a four. That's the ra. Or those of you that's good at math, they know what measurement and stuff, a protractor. And then we got the ra and the Assyrian. It's almost like the da, except it's more round. The da has got more of a little curve right here. And then it goes down. Like when you come across, you got the little curve right here and it goes down. That's the big difference. Because the ra, it's more round. Then we got the sha, W shape, and the ancient. And in the Assyrian, you got the sha, like a rake or a hoe, so like a garden tool. Or if you like instruments, a harp. And then we got the fa in the ancient. Just think of it as the Christian cross tipping over, but follow Christianity. That's in the ancient. Now, in the Assyrian, we got the fa. Got the little, like sports cars, got the little spoiler in the tailpipe. Now, if you was to take this away, it would look like the ra. That's how you can remember that. Think of it as the ra with a little extra leg or foot. A little extra leg and a foot holding it up. And then when the word changes up, we got the 5 common symbols. We got the ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. The ka, as you can see, is, as we say, got the extended clip. It's longer. That's the ka. When it changes at the end of the word, these are what you will see. You got the Ka, and you got the Ma. See the Ma right here. It's different from the Syrian. I mean, it's different from the original Syrian, because as you can see, it's got more of a square shape. Is that? Oh, Allah Panya. How about some y'all try right the bottom? And then, as you can see right here, we have the Na. The Na, you know, it's got the extended clip, but as you can see, it's a bit shorter. It almost looks like the Wa and the Assyrian. Except as you can see, it's a bit shorter, still got the same curvature. Salakia, the Da, more like the Da. We got the little slight curve right there. But as you can see, it's shorter, but still, it's got the extended clip. The Ka, the Ma, and the Pa, and the Taza will always have the extended clip. The Pa, as you can see, instead of coming around and curving, it goes straight down. That's the Pa. Then as you can see, the Taza, it changes also. Instead of having a little tail going sticking out, it's just straight down. And easy way to remember the alphabet, you know, you can see it rapid however you want to do it. You know how it goes. You know, your Abagada, Hawaza, Kataya, Kalamana, Sa'apa, Katapwa, Rashafa. And the easiest way to remember the five symbols that when it changes at the end of the word, it's Kama Napataza. Kama Napataza. You know, you can teach it to your kids, you know, you can recite it, go over it in your head while you at the slavery or just at home chilling, or if you out taking a walk or whatever. And since we have the Feast of Purim coming up, we're going to go over a little bit of we're going to go over the Purim for a little bit. We're going to start at Esther 9:1. Now in the 12th month, yeah. Lashawan Qadash. Sloppy put a hand right. And you can find that in the interlinear in H8147, H6240, and H2320. Let me know if you can see that. Give me a second to write that down. Because we have the Feast of Purim will be coming up. You know, and after that, we have the Passover right here in Atlanta, 2025. Right. You know, presented by ICBK Atlanta under Commander John Yahada. You know, and see the Feast of Purim, remember, that was Mordecai, you know, he was it his niece? He was looking after. You know, she had married the heathen king. That was over us. You know, and because he wouldn't bow down to the what was his name? Haman, or whatever his name was. You know, because he wouldn't bow down to him, you know, he wanted to put us all to death. You know, so, you know, he kept going checking on Esther and seeing how she was doing and, you know, letting her know what was going on. So, you know, push came to shove, you know, we all know the story. You know, you know, she had a little feast, invited all them cats at the feast, you know, and told the king what the deal was. Basically, she made it to where Israel we could defend ourselves when that day came. After that decree was made. So remember, these heathens all throughout history, they've always been trying to find a way to get rid of us. Even today in this slavery, they try to find a way to get rid of us. They do everything in their power. I'll give you a few more seconds, a few more minutes. You know, they do everything in their power to get rid of us. That's their job. You know, the devil being the devil. You know, it cares about making money off our backs. Going out.
12. See that project last what was it?
It was too jacked up.
I almost didn't get back the street. All right, so we got Lashawan Qadash Adar, which is Hara, that is Qadash the month, Adar, Adar. Let's write that down. Wow, so. Sir, I almost,
What's that?
I was saying I almost couldn't get back up the street because I got about here, and then when I tried to turn around, I almost slid down the hill.
Ooh. I don't know about the nasty.
Please, bro. I can't
Right.
believe it. I was like, they just let the whole city truck freeze over.
Right. I mean, that shit is bad. They do it with the deal was, man. They should have everything already ready. They should have salt truck and all that up. Some getting too late to go down the meter.
It's lucky, sir. Cameras stayed out of focus.
What's that?
Oh, stayed out of focus.
A while. Camera's out of focus. Camera's out of focus. The way you can adjust that.
Anybody? Board, camera. Keep that one. Lucky, sir. Looks wild.
All right, cut. What?
Yeah. Oh.
Right, yeah, in the book of Esther. Actually, I'm Lord Christ. My lot, my man Justice. Good seeing y'all, brothers. See, the thing about it with these heathens, they're real prideful, real arrogant. So it's like because Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him, his pride and arrogancy, got the best of him. Because he was a Edomite. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, as bad as they smell now, like Salaki, as bad as they smell now with all the technology and soap and yoga,
Right.
I can't imagine trying to listen to some heathen talk to you back then. Salaki, it must have smelled crazy.
Right. Because they don't like the slot field. Did anybody? Nah, my bad. Right, because there's some people mad. Even though we taught them how to bathe and how to cook their food and season all that, man, they still revert right back to their old caveman way. Once a caveman, always a caveman. But in the book of Esther, he wants because Mordecai wouldn't bow to him, that pride got in the way. They're very prideful and arrogant. Because that cat, he was an Edomite. And because Saul, he disobeyed the Most High and he allowed that heathen king when he was supposed to have destroyed everything. But King Saul, he didn't respect their persons, he let the king live. When the Most High said, hey, I forgot how when you came out of Egypt, how they came up behind us, and was slaughtering them. All the old, the children, the women and stuff. Most High didn't forget that. So when he raised up Saul was supposed to have destroyed everything. Wasn't supposed to be no Edomites living. Everything gone. I want to set everything gone. He didn't do that. Since he allowed the king to live, he was able to start back over and raise his people back up. Right, so that cat, what was his name? Hardeman? Something like that. Right, he was an Edomite, so it was like, oh yeah, you gonna bow down to me. That's how they are today. He's all the same way. He ain't satisfied unless you bow down to him. He wants you to bow down to him. Like, no. I know not up in here we ain't bowing down. Right. All right. 18 plus, we're gonna drop down.
Salaki, so
What's up?
Allah said, I'm grateful bastards.
Right, exactly. Exactly. A lot. very ungrateful. God, I'm very ungrateful. They so ungrateful. Man, look, Esau would rather see you destroyed than to get on top. That's why he makes his laws to destroy us, to keep us from following our Lord, our Savior, from following our God, our power, the Most High. You know? Water, Commander John Yohana, IQPK, you know, we're able, we are able to get back our culture, regain our nationality, knowing who we are. We don't have to bow down. We don't have to submit. Up in here, we free men. Let's see, Esau wants our destruction. Because even in Egypt, they wanted our destruction. Even now, once again, they want our destruction. They always find a way to try to destroy us. That's why when you read, when we be doing the prayers on Sabbath service, Psalms 120, Psalms 121, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacle of Edom, the Ishmaelites, of Moab, the Hagarenes, so on and so forth. It's 8:27 right now. We got about 30 minutes. We're going to drop down to verse 26. Feel free to chime in anytime. What then? We get in the kingdom, they're gonna have no choice but to be grateful. That's right. So what? And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Officer 50, Powerful Priest, the Posh Ride.
The water to that priest. Let's get that. Let's get out of one another hand. Water.
It's a big scoop.
All right.
Yeah, kept going out of focus a little bit, so.
Oh, that's why you brought it up. Okay.
All right, no
Okay.
sweat though.
Most High Christ. Okay. So I see Adawan was talking specifically about
Purim.
Purim, and in the Hebrew,
Since it's coming up.
right, and let's go to it. We go to it in the book of Esther.
Water right quick.
Yeah, we focus. We there. Okay, in the book of Esther, let's get it. All right, we go to the book of Esther, chapter 9, and then I'm gonna go down. What verse were you on, Salakia?
All down to 26.
Oh,
9 to 26. I want to go ahead and get to the meeting.
Just get to the point. Right. Okay. So. Okay. So we got the verse itself is okay. Let's see. In the Hebrew, is Al Khan Kwa Ra'awa. There we go. La Yamayam. Ha Allah. Pa Wa'ar Yum Il Sham. Ha Pawar. We got Il Khan Il Kal. Dabaria. Ha Agartha, Ha Za'ath, Wama'a, Ra Salakia, Ra Awa, Il Kakaha, or Kaka, Wama'a, Ha Gayai, Alahayim. And what we said in the English is, let me get that in the English because that was just the Hebrew. That verse is, wherefore they call these days Purim, after the name of pure. Therefore, for all the words of this letter and of that which they had seen concerning this matter, and which had come unto them. And I'll read on. The Jews ordained and took upon them and upon their seed and upon all such as joined themselves unto them, so as it should not fail, that they would keep these 2 days according to their writing and according to their appointed time every year. Now, what we see here is something different than what we see in the book of Leviticus chapter 23. In the book of Leviticus chapter 23, it starts with the Salakia, with the Sabbath day, and then goes into Passover, goes into the Feast of Unleavened, then the Feast of First Fruits, then it's the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles.
Right.
That's actually it in terms of high holy days. These are the days that the Most High ordained for us to do throughout our generations. Now, days such as what we just passed through, which was Hanukkah and Purim, are actually memorials. These are us commemorating and remembering the great feats of those of our forefathers and foremothers that came before us, that set the way for us. So it's synonymous to how in America they memorialize Martin Luther King,
Right.
right? They memorialize him for taking away the sovereignty, the little bit of sovereignty that blacks had, right? By integrating us into this burning house known as spiritual Babylon, right?
Right.
That's what he did. And they memorialize him for that, right? We, on the other hand, memorialize Esther, who was following the orders of Mordecai
Right.
from the Most High to keep our people alive. The same with Judas Maccabeus and his brethren and his brothers specifically. They led the revolt to keep us sovereign, to keep us separate from them, from the heathens, right? And on the other hand, you see what this nation does with someone who joins us to the heathens.
Right.
He's memorialized by them, but we memorialize those that keep us apart from them.
Right.
You see that? That's how it works here.
That's a big difference.
Huge difference.
Right.
Now, just to get that word and be specific with it, let's get that word. It derives from the word Salakia. It derives from pure. Well, that's what it is in English. It's pure, which in the Hebrew is pawar. Do we have pawar?
These are per and pure.
Here in 26, that word is H632. H6332.
Right at the end.
H6. Oh, you were getting there.
Yeah, right.
Name period.
Yeah, right. That's why I had to stop that.
Got it. Got it. That's where it derives from, right?
Right.
Which means lot or peace,
Right.
right? A special feast among the post-exilic Jews to celebrate the deliverance from Haman's destruction through Queen Esther's heroic actions. It's just her following orders. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Salakia, sir.
What you got?
Salakia, what you were bringing up made me think of a precept.
Okay. I love a precept. What you got? Alex?
Proverbs 14 and 12.
Okay. Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
It seemed right for Martin Luther King to join us with the heathens.
Right.
But as he quickly realized that he brought us into a burning house. Like, it looks right. This looks real good to walk to this edge of this cliff. It looks real nice. And then right as he realized he might fall and his people might fall, what did they do? They unalived him.
Right.
They didn't even give him a chance to repent. They got him right in the throes of that sin. Right? No chance to back out, no chance to change your mind, nothing. Just real quick, like, get him up out of here. We got it.
Before he changed his mind, quick.
Because all he really did was integrate our dollars into their economy.
Right. And see, that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, if you look at the Bible, they always try to find a way to destroy us.
Oh yeah.
And through Martin Luther King, it's heavy that you can bring that up, because through him they have destroyed us.
They
Even more
continue.
so.
Right.
They continue.
Right.
They continue. Right.
Right.
I like that. They continue.
Right.
Right.
So Pawar is actually, I'm gonna get this checked out because I believe the pronunciation is like this. Par.
Might be right.
It looks is a single syllable. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the man above me and get that.
Right. I was wondering about that too.
Yeah,
That was
Pawar.
I'm glad I didn't get to it.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's what that is. And then the other word there, it was a little more, it was the derivative of that, which was Salakia. Let me get it.
Sure.
Yeah. Pawaryum. Yeah, it was just multiple Pawaryum.
Right.
So it would just be yum.
Oh yeah, Slocket. And that's what I was talking about, like where it changes. Well, I was telling them, when I was going through the alphabet, the 5 letters, the 5 symbols that change at the end, when the word changes at the end.
Kamanapataza. That ma, that gets boxy at the end there.
Right.
So Pawaryum. So it actually looks like it translates more so to pieces. I want to see where that's used. Let me look this up again. Lot or piece. So let me see if I can find pieces. Hold on.
And what did I say? That's the 2 things he was saying.
Okay.
Oh, he said Khan. Oh, Tupac said Khan, Sir MLK, Jesse Jackson, TD Snakes, and Al Sharpton tried to join us to the heathen.
I tried.
Right. And even Jay-Z. Right, because Jay-Z, he was on the forefront of that pushing that voting crap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they did. Actually, right. Keep hope alive, keep the dream. Must keep fighting for the dream.
Let me get this right quick just to make sure, because I think we're on to something here. Okay, nope, can't confirm it. Not going to teach it. So, okay, Pawaryum would be Pirim, right? So, tis the season. So I'm not 100% sure, but this normally appears as a preposition, as a possessive, Salakia. This shows that this word is plural, usually, but it's not coming up as that. But it does appear as a preposition. The root being the 3 letters, because in Hebrew, we always know that the root words in Hebrew are always 2 to 3 characters. Then we have things that can make it verb tenses that appear in the middle of the word. We have prepositions that appear at the beginning of the word. And then we have possessives that appear at the end of the word. Right. And that's how we build words in Hebrew. Hebrew is not more so a memorization language. It's kind of a compilation language. You compile the terms by adding the different phrases together to make one statement. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. So it's very straightforward in that you only have a certain amount of building blocks, and with those building blocks is how you make so much more, right? And that lends itself to how we speak as a people, because we could use the same word 20 different ways to mean 20 different things, okay? Like that tends to be how we operate, right? Okay, especially what most people would consider profanity. Like those words are so damn versatile. One guy did a joke about it, being that he wasn't from America and he was learning English, and he said one of the most difficult words was shit for him, because it's like it don't mean shit, or you can be in shit, or you can take a shit, or you want to shoot the shit, like all of those are different ways of using the exact same word. And that's how it works in the Hebrew.
Right.
build and change the entire context of the sentence with the same word based on the context that we use it in. Okay? Okay. So let me get to Salah. So that was heavy. That was good.
Yeah, you already saw that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
Con.
Okay.
By no sweat. Water for you.
No sweat. No sweat. All right. So what I intended to do today was Salakia. Give me 1 second. Let me get it out my notes. There we go. Is getting to the second half of, and is actually building these numbers, but instead, with the time we have, I'd rather do. Let's do this. Salaki, bear with me 1 second. Let me find it. Okay. I want to go over the building. Okay. We're going to go over just generally how to build. And so I'm going to give you some, for your notes, we're going to just jot down these prepositions, these possessives, and the verb tenses real quick. Okay. So we'll start with prepositions, the front of the word. We have a. Right? Which means I or am or I am Salaki. Right? Oh, and a good example of that is um, I believe it's aparium. I am fruit. Aparium. I believe that's what that means. I'm pretty sure. Either way, let's go ba. You see this letter in the front? Ba. Right? What's wrong with me? Okay, I gotta cheat. That's crazy. I'm bugging. Ba, which means
Brain freeze.
yeah, in. Right. Da. Okay.
Delta.
Da or I was thinking of the Assyrian.
Oh, okay. Con.
I like to put the Assyrian first because practicality, that's the one we're gonna see the most.
Right. Oh, yeah,
Right.
Con. True.
Da.
Yeah,
Da. Let me
I got you. You're right about that. Especially the Sabbath service when we read the Hebrew.
anytime you're reading it functionally, you will have it 9 times out of 10 in the Assyrian.
Right. Yeah, Con. You're right about that.
Da, which means do. Right. Ha, which means the. Ha is that character there. Ha is, yeah, that's it. Yeah, which means the. Then we have wa. Wonder why God is not there. Because I'm like, Abba, God, Da, Ha, Wa. That's cool. Because notice it's kind of, in alphabetical order here. The Wa. The Wa is and. The Ya. That guy. Is he. Then we have the Ka. Soft Ka. Which looks like yeah. Ka is what is that? That is as or like. As or like. Then we have the La. The La. Which is 2 or 4. Then we have the Ma. The Ma. Which is from or of. The Sha. Which is Sha. Which is, there's a few of them. Okay, it can be whom, which, I'm gonna just write it. Whom, which, that, or pertaining to. We can read that. Yeah, we can read that. We're good with that. And then we have the or tha, Salakia. Tha, which means the tha looks like this in Assyrian, and no, it doesn't. That's the top. And it looks like that in Syrian, ancient, and that means thou or thee. Thou or thee. Give you a second to put this down in your notes. It'll be at 9 o'clock. But I just wanted to highlight this. It was the wa and the ya. I add these real quick because I don't have time to do the possessives, but these, what they do to the end of the word. But the wa and the ya appear in the middle of the word as verb tenses. So when these are all at the beginning. These are all at the beginning of the words, right? All of these are at the beginning. Whereas these two, if they appear in the middle, right? If they appear in the middle, is that how you spell middle? Is it E-L?
No, you got
L-E?
con.
Okay.
Con.
If they appear in the middle of the word, these are verb tenses. All right? What they do, the wa is ing. It's like whatever noun it is, you're now doing that. So if it's run and the wa appears in the middle, the best example and most prevalent is shalom versus shalawam, right? Shalom means peace, where shalawam is peace offering or to make peace. You see? That's to do what the noun is. If I tell you peace, shalom. Now to make peace or to do peace is shalawam. The wa appears in the middle of that word. All right? And the ya actually shows the verb, but past tense. So this is the present tense of the verb, doing, and this is the past tense of the verb, did. So it's like ed. Okay? So if I haven't seen it in the scripture, but it's to apply the same logic, it would be to say like shalayam. Shalayam is I made peace. I did it already. That's past tense. If the ya was in there. So both of these are verbs, and that's why we call them verb tenses, because this is the present tense of the verb, and this would be the past tense of the verb. What you got?
No, sir, that answered my question.
Okay, fair enough. So that's how the verb tenses work. All right. Next class, I'll make sure I have time to go over this thoroughly. I'll probably recap these, and then we'll go over the possessives that go at the end of the word, and then we'll start building again. All right. We'll pick a root, and then we'll start manipulating that root. Okay. And with that,
Sounds like a winner.
I'll pass the class off to Priest and Officer 50 Napash Kaya. Yeah.
The Outer Case Cure announcements. With the Outer Case started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When new brother and sister come to the school that I was in for 6 months, they are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. And they need transportation, teaching, or arranging. After 6 months, when a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Ishra, that means tent in the Hebrew. Timothy said, every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Next holy convocation is going to be the Feast of Purim. It's going to be the 14th and the 15th day of the 12th month. That's going to be Thursday, March 13th, and Wednesday, March 13th, and Thursday, March 14th, sundown. You also can find the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Where we also got a Passover. It's going to be 8 got a Passover. Saturday, 8 to 12. I'm walking to check the butcher board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper to school, throwing our black boot shirt, pant, headband, or scarf, and that you want cursing to me and build business world. Major Sabbats, Major Rock.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakah.
While I said to the brothers in the classroom building, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yahweh taught me hands down. We also got one curse salute to assist online. Business world, Major Sabbats, Major Rock.
Yahweh Shabbat Elohim Bashem Yahushua.
While I said to the sister online, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yahweh taught me hands down. Classes.
To Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.